Going to be opting to take this high ground. A little bit of a drop down now. Hanbin just trying to get a bit of the off-angle approach, put in a bit of that damage as well. Forcing the Gladiators away. And both teams just going to be matching blow for the time being. A lot of damage being exchanged, a lot of spam in the end. Hanbin, though, will be demixed still. Muse had to pay with his own life for them to get that one. And now it's opened things up for them. However, Moth, look at this. This passive damage he's just spamming from afar. Doing a decent amount of work still. Traded out. Fearless again going down. Or at least going down now. But the point will flip over early here to the Gladiators.
The Gladiators did an enormous amount of damage in the middle of that team fight.
Pound for pound. Both teams just trying to take it to the distance here, but Fielder goes down. Doha trying to even it up. Look at that. Death Blossom, 2 kills. That is beautiful work. And Dallas, it was looking a bit sketchy for them, but that hopefully has opened things up for them to get the retake.
That all started with Kevster going down incredibly early on for Sparkle, winning the Echo 1v1. Probably other people involved, but it happened off camera, so it kind of hard to give credit to the right.
Just try and push forward with the rest of his team. Maybe get this capture now, as Dallas can't really be playing into this one, but Field gets a little bit later. And a little bit too late there. Fearless gets chunked down, not in time. Fielder tried to heal him back up as well. Look at that, the kills come through yet again. But the sound barrier committed by Moth should seal this now for the Gladiators as it gets a little bit rocky.
Muse is so weak. He dies 97% and they don't have access to that primal rage. He jumped in and he thought he would get his primal.
Crucial for these compositions to try and split apart the teams, to capitalize, push their positioning around. Kevster doing the exact same thing, but look at the remake kill. Moth goes down. He wasn't anticipating it right around the corner. And Matt was talking about it the other day. It's quite subtle, the area of effect of that one. A last-minute coalescence from Shu here as he tries to even it out, but Birdering in the middle of that Death Blossom will be taken out. The Dallas Fuel looking unstoppable. Round number 1, most definitely going their way here. What an early start to this one, and you're starting to believe that maybe the desk was onto something.
Oh, absolutely.
Struct that was coming through. Dallas playing all indoors, just trying to avoid a lot of the damage that's coming their way. Another self-destruct drop down. That bubble should protect Muse for the time being. Uses the Primal Rage as well, and yeah, Kevster switching over to the Moira. May have been a mistake, but he does build up the Coalescence at least, and he's going to be getting a little bit of work done off the back of that one. Muse also assisting, just pushing the opponent into favorable angles, and Kevster now back into the Echo form. It's easy peasy for him. Just beaming down. Jexa still in control now, 50% and counting.
Update, target destroyed.
Gladiators doing a great job in that team fight as well.
Divas on the field. That's what we're witnessing right now. The self-destructs are going to come through, traded out like ships in the night. Soundbarrier from Moth is going to connect onto a couple of them. That's going to be forcing Fielder now to use his Coalescence. Might be able to get a pick off out of it. Shu just 2% away from one of his own. Might be opting to use it now. Indeed, he does. Just trying to keep the team back up and alive, but Dallas going to be matching with their own sound barrier. Muse needs to be kept alive so low in this fight. He's integral for it, but it matters not. The Dallas Fuel goes straight for the jugular. Into the back line, all the ultimates expended, and they're going to be rewarded for it.
And that's the problem with trying to get value out of the early sound barrier initiations. This is the last team fight.
That's another Coalescence by Fielder. No shockers there. Birdering forced to just use that defensive cooldown to get out of there. The Death Blossom now potentially to pierce through this opposition. Dallas Fuel trying to hold close. And look at that. Comboing it up beautifully. They're able to get this point and wrangle it back into their control.
Huge team fight win for the Gladiators. And also,
what do you do against that? Fielder just drops dead immediately. Shu with his Coalescence. Going to get forced back by that self-destruct. It gives him a bit of space for Sparkle to get the kill onto Kevster. Overtime still ticking, but now the sound barrier from Moth keeping their team healthy. Dallas Fuel need to keep Jexa alive. He's so close to this one ultimate. The sound barrier could come be crucial, but he goes down in the end. Not going to have the sound barrier for this fight. That is brutal. Dallas now struggling, just trying to disengage away, but as they were tiptoeing in and off them.
Who's disengaged, so this is still really tough for the Gladiators here. Let's see what Dallas Fuel have in store. They go for the duplicate. Sparkle deep in with a zoning self-destruct.
And the self-destruct is so good as an answer for the Coalescence, because Shu is just forced to back off around the corner. He can't fade away when he's using that ultimate, and Doha. It's the old 1-2 combo, the Death Blossom in the back. That's going to take care of Birdering. No more damage for them. Another self-destruct comes through. Not going to be getting any targets. Doha with the beat down of the melee in the end. Muse will fall. Dallas still in control. Ton of damage. Sparkle forced to use the duplicate just to try and stay alive. Now the Death Blossom to clear them away. Doha doing a ton of damage now. Self-destruct over the top. Kevster taken out of the duplicate form of his own. Still alive, gets the remake around the corner, no damage to be done though, and now Fearless with this Primal Rage really disrupting a lot of what's going their way. Could be anyone's game yet, but that Death Blossom again, it just means Birdering is a sitting duck. Taken out, Kevster trying to clutch it though, 2 kills going his way, still alive, still in the fight, but Jexa eventually taking him down. You can see the point slowly slipping away to the Dallas Fuel here, and this might just be the final team fight. Muse has to come up big now with this Primal Rage. He's got to batter away a couple of these targets. Jexa goes down, and that is going to be the successfully turned team fight. Wonderful play there from the Gladiators. Wants to answer with one of his own. Now it's time for the South Destruct to come through. Hanbin pushes them all back. Birdering will fall, 96% and counting. Gladiators not in an ideal situation here. Muse having to leap onto the point now to try and salvage this one. Kevster moving over to the Diva as well. Gives them a bit more health now to start tangling with this point. But Muse falls just like that, trading his body for the objective. Another South Destruct comes through. Kevster trying to make it work. The remake, I think, demeked Hanbin, took him out of the fight. It's absolute pandemonium on the point. Kevster's still alive doing his darndest, but the Hellfire shotguns from afar are going to be removing him from the vicinity of this point. Nice little Death Blossom just to cleave through them as well at that choke point. Doha may have just separated the Gladiators
Muse with another Primal.
Good. But
Shu
Muse
has built
as well. The Primal to stay alive, the Coalescence to try and keep him up, and the Gladiators surely not staying into this one. The overtime almost dropping away from them. It is desperate measures now for the Gladiators. They are so close, but it's surely not going to be enough. The Dallas Fuel too healthy, too strong. Just holding on to this point, holding on to this map, trying to walk away with a win here. And they are is positioned as well. I mean, he's so defensive, so far away. Does not want to get Doverbon whatsoever, obviously. Absolutely. Doesn't really have too much in the works in terms of defensive abilities to be using there.
First
but
tick.
Yeah, already Dallas going to be taking this point up nice and early. Shu now rotating around trying to fight the heals. Second tick going to be gained for them. Coalescence as well, trying to beam down Shu. He can't do anything about it. That's going to be coordinated as well with Hanbin diving on him, and that is brutal. Dallas are just looking so clean right now. Now, Kevster with the duplicate did manage to get one with that South Destruct, but Demek taken out of the duplicate, and he will not be long for this world. That is brutal.
To see something wonderful pop out from this young man.
Sparkle has an innate 20% damage buff whenever he's playing Genji, is what it feels like.
Feels like
oh my goodness. Doa's already found a bit of work. Traded out though. Birdering takes care of him. Now the blade comes through. He's going to be prioritizing tanks there, so Muse will go down. Might be opting to go for the second one. Just needs to play it quite safe. Dash. Wow. Quick little 180 right around the corner, and he is tearing through them. I'm going to make a note as well. If he stays alive in this fight, he might just build up another blade. The Coalescence now from Fielder, pushing them all away, and that is 4 minutes 53. Hammer kill. I can't remember to be honest, but I think it was something along those lines. We'll see.
I don't think he'll be in the mood for hammer kills right now, Brad. This is a full turtle composition to destroy the Dallas Fuel as they initiate. And it started out well with that pick onto Sparkle.
Oh, that's
both
really
DPS
good.
down. That is fantastic. They bait the engagement out of the Dallas Fuel, absorb it, and there we go, moving forwards.
And Dallas realized, okay, we have to go all in here. Diving straight for the choke point, but just eviscerated. And so, yeah, the Gladiators going to be getting that quick team fight win here.
Yeah, so much of this wall.
And if it catches onto Moth, onto Shu, onto Birder and Kevster, they're going to be taken out of the fight. You can see it's going to be just jumping over with the punch, but that is more than enough damage coupled with that Coalescence. Muse will be falling, and that's your anchor. The primary target you wanted. Diving into the backline, though, Sparkle's not done. And this is going to be a series of stagger kills here. Birdering, I mean, he's still alive. Okay, 2 kills for him, but eventually removed from the fight, so won't really come up to anything here, but
he's able to get huge value out of this pick. He's everywhere, into your backline, in your front line, punching everybody.
Here we go, Seismic Slam. He knows he's safe. He's built up the Meteor Strike, and that's going to be offloaded straight into the corner. That is way too much damage. Very difficult for them to try and overcome, but the Gladiators are going to try and hold on. Sparkle and Fielder end up falling, but ultimately the battle is won here for Dallas.
Certainly is. 4 minutes on the clock. The Gladiators looking to rally here. And they've
laid down. That's Hanbin actually demexed very quickly here. Coalescence is going to be used just to try and keep the rest of Dallas Fuel alive. You can see not really using it in an offensive manner, and that is a kill onto Sparkle. There you go. The primary fire from Muse coming up clutch here. Still Dallas trying to hold on to this one, playing around that Immortality field. Self-destruct into the corner. Doha taken out of the duplicate form, but still alive now as the Echo. The fight continues, and the longer it gets, the more likely it is that Dallas are going to be able to contest this one. They're going to give the Gladiators a bit of space now, but here comes the Molten Core. Kevster just laying it down. making sure nobody can really walk onto the point. Someone's got to contest though. 93.5% Hanbin will be paying with his mech, ends up stalling it out, and now we see the recontest coming through from Dallas, and look at this, a huge Bionade into the back line. Moth down to 1 HP, forces out the Immortality field. Doha on his Bastion, we'll see if he can do anything. They're just spamming him from afar. Gladiators have got to play this so carefully now. The sound barrier as well on top of it. Dallas are slowly gaining a bit more momentum, but look at this. Birdring once again coming up clutch for his team. 2 kills as Fielder and Doha go down. The Death Blossom on top of it. That is going to tear through them like a hot knife through butter. 2 minutes. Playing the little dance, moving backwards, forwards, trying to play around the cooldown. Sparkle has put in an immense amount of work. A lot of damage into Muse, but pressured down to the low ground. It's going to be a Wraith form out from Birdring. He's not going to have that now to walk away. The Coalescence just going to beam him down once more. That is a beautiful timing, and that's what the Gladiators need to be careful about.
Much slower pace there for Dallas Fuel. They allowed the Gladiators to push in through the choke point before they jumped on them. Last time, if you think for the first time, I should say, composition swaps just all across the board as people scramble to find picks that are going to be good in these final moments.
Jexa spots it out, forces out the Wraith form. Birdring has the Death Blossom. Coalescence though from Fielder, that is going to be hard to push into. Birdring though makes it work, trades 1 for 1. That's an opening for them. Can the Gladiators convert it? It doesn't look likely the way this fight's going. Hanbin with a beautiful self-destruct. At last-ditch effort here from space. It connects onto 1. Fearless falling. Overtime still going. Now the Wrecking Ball pick. This might come up close. Clutch here. Muse not going to stay alive. Who's going to be able to touch next? Just trying desperately to crawl onto the point. Won't work out.
It's going to start the ult cycling going for the Gladiators. The Coalescence is almost certainly going to be traded in this team fight.
They push Birdring and Moth out of position though. Off to the side, into the left. Shu can't beam them down. He can't heal them back up. Positioning so important with these compositions, and it was just showcased right there. Fearless now with the Primal Rage, just tossing around the members of the Gladiators. They can't withstand this kind of pressure. They're all toppling 1 by 1, and only a single tick is what they require. The Dallas Fuel still holding this one. Muse trying to even it up with this Primal Rage, just trying to jump in and out of the point, trying to make it work. The Death Blossom, though, very difficult to try and withstand that kind of damage coming through. Moth will fall in the end. The sound barrier, that's probably going to be enough.
Tanky can take a lot of hits, can peel for each other fairly well, but you don't have that damage boost for Birdring to do a huge amount of damage, and they don't really have that Echo to keep Sparkle in check either.
Oh wow, the TP into the backline. Doha immediately going for the backline. Tries to at least take out some of the supports, but Mirror is there. Trying to peel away from them, and there you go. Sparkle falling is nice and easy. Still in this fight for the time being. The Dallas Fuel want to keep trading blow for blow. They're missing a couple of the players though, so it's not going to be going their way. Again, Mirror just putting in a lot of that consistent spam damage. Fearless falling pretty late into that fight. Ropes, but he's been pulled. Has to use the Ray form. Didn't have to engage the teleporter, but now we see the ults being used. Amplification Matrix right in the doorway. It's a window of death. You can't withstand it. You can't even look into it. And the Gladiators are the ones who should be winning this one, but Fearless wants to take matters into his own hands. Look at the guy. He's making it work. Skewed goes down, taking a ton of damage. Has to play within his bubble. Shu so low. 1 health! Oh my goodness.
On the other side of the field as well, Bren, Mirror was down to roughly 1 HP as well when that initiation...
Oh, Amuse wants to meet them, actually. He's going to be running straight into them. Lays down the supercharger, but a bit of a misplay, perhaps. It gets destroyed instantly. He's going to be trying to still lay down the damage of the shield. Space uses that self-destruct. It removes Sparkle out of the duplicate form, but now here comes the Coalescence. Still have to be careful, though, because the Gladiators have laid down the Amplification Matrix. Gives them a ton of damage to work with. There you go. It's going to be layered on top once more. Another teamfight win here for the Gladiators, down to the final minute for the Dallas Fuel.
Fantastic decision by the Gladiators. It could be the savior for the Dallas Fuel, but it's not looking good.
Primal committed. Everyone just trying to jump onto the point. Fielder solo, 1 health. But that's a D-Mech there onto space. Shu just jumping around the corner. He's being battered into it. Forced to use that Immortality field. Big bomb comes around the corner, but it only removes a lot of that utility that came through. They haven't actually cleared away the threats. The Gladiators are still fighting this one. Mirror, healthy. 265 health to be exact, and he's just pumping in that consistent damage again. The Molten Lead just shredding them. The Dallas Fuel with only a couple of options left. Fearless just trying to play around this corner. The Coalescence will come through, but it's not enough to keep them alive. Jexa, again, just trying his best, but it will not be enough. The Molten Core stopping them in their tracks, and the Dallas Fuel are shut out entirely.
What a response.
Right round the corner. fight's going to begin any moment now. The Gladiators comp, it's got a lot of staying power. Muse taking a ton of damage though. He's going to have to use that Fortify just so he mitigates a bit of it. Shu's still alive as well. That was an early immortality fuel. He's not going to have that now for another 15 seconds roughly, but they've gained control of the point. They've got positioning. Dallas want to be re-engaging though, and Mira goes down just like that. Sparkle traded though. It could be a favorable fight now for the Gladiators, still taking this one forward. Fields using the Coalescence, but he goes down immediately afterwards, and that might just be it. The Gladiators, a victory and Matrix laid down. Really didn't mean too much for them. And the Gladiators are coming out with, okay, Birdering on the Widowmaker. And this is what we really want to see as well. Oh, they just spot him instantly. There's the headshot. Beautiful work from Birdering. Fielder goes down. Probably the most important person to take down early in these neutral fights. There's not going to be a Coalescence being built. It's going to be so hard now for the Dallas Fuel to try and retake this next fight.
That is some Birdring magic immediately. What a combination play from Mira and Birdring. Mira giving all of the information and Birdring popping ahead.
Dallas are going to be opting to play indoors here. You can see trying to get value Sparkle out of the Doomfist. Trying to get these punches online. Fearless goes down though. Seismic Slam into the uppercut right round the corner. Birdring is being pressured here. It's a dangerous fight to be taking. The tri-shots come off and Doha will remove him. Sticky bombs as well to take out that pesky turret, but ultimately the Gladiators, they've got more than enough bodies now to start pushing this one in.
And that's why I say nobody will be contesting Birdring. Dallas have to be so good with their engagements that they wipe everybody away before Birdring can get value.
Ooh, shots around the corner. Shu finding that one. At least setting Birdring up for the beautiful kills coming through. And that is a 3-piece for him. Ultimates were committed, obviously. You see the Supercharger also being used at the end of that one. But the Gladiators are going to be happy with this, I think.
Those DPS players from the Dallas Fuel. Now that we're getting back into it, though, Birdring's made the swap over to Ash because, as you said, Brent, much closer quarters here at Checkpoint B. This is a really important team fight for Dallas to
Fearless?
win. They need to be able to get this one, and that Primal Rage from Fearless is just immense.
Oh my goodness. I mean, we didn't really see how a lot of it was set up, but it matters not. He's already done the business. And that is a nice little defense there. So they're going to stopping them just before.
All played. Their composition needs to play as 6, whereas the Gladiators can spread out a little bit more, have Birdring flank, although he's not going to do it as much on Reaper. But on those long-range hit scans, you can play a little more spread, go for the flanks. Dallas Fuel, they all want to be playing together at all times, and so how they position and rotate and path around the map is so important. Taking this aggressive engagement, I mean, you just can't dodge that Coalescence. There's no way.
Yeah, and I mean, you're never going to see it.
So
Goodness! Yeah, Meteor Strike into it as well. He can play so aggressively because of it. Oh my god! He denies it! This is absurd. And I mentioned it before, you know, Sparkle, he's going to be getting a lot more work done now. Okay, this might be a little bit too aggressive, but he's got the mechanics to back him up. I think most Doomfist players probably die in that scenario, just trying to take a fight with the Reaper in close quarters. Still, Mira is coming back off the respawns here, and he's killed Fearless, trying to deny up this point. It's not over them all back, does a decent chunk of damage to Muse, pushes him away from the fight, and now the Coalescence is going to be doing tons of work. Death Blossom as well in the corridors. I mean, good luck to the observers trying to catch this action. I mean, it's a color show. Fireworks going off. But it is the Gladiators who are coming out on top at the end of the day. They managed to weather the storm and batter through it.
And that's the key, man. If you manage to weather the storm from the Dallas...
The corridors once again. Sparkle, though, has been punished. The punch off down to the low ground. He's picked up the Mega Health Pack, so he's going to be healthy now. Fielder, the tables have turned here. Coalescence has to be used just to try and peel away and push away Birdering, who was trying to shut him down. But he's going to be fading back to the safety of his team. And now as the ultimates are traded out again, that's going to be the Supercharger into the Death Blossom, shut down by Sparkle. What a ridiculous series of events. Mira obviously coming off the respawns, wants to try and win this one out, but Sparkle's still doing a lot of work. Eventually removed, though, as Muse will win out this fight. Just with the primary fire, Handbid in close quarters with the recall mech. Are you kidding me? Doha now duplicating over as well. He's on the Diva, and that's going to be another threat now. The hammer in this scenario lays it down, actually, anticipates that Dallas are going to be diving onto them. They're going to be meeting them now with the sound barrier, gives them a lot of health. The Seismic Slam actually misses there from Sparkle, but the Self-Destruct does all the work, pushes them apart. Muse will fall, he topples over. And the damage is still being done here. The turret from afar as well, getting a lot of work done, but it's not going to be enough to save them in this team fight. Birdering eventually taken down as he gets out of that Wraith form. And only 2 checkpoints gained here for the Gladiators, considering the blitzing.
Echo. So thinking about what composition they want to go for here, and Field are crucially going for the Ana as well. Ana Mercy here. Damage boost onto Sparkle could be crucial for cracking open the Gladiators, but in fact it's that Bio nade. Straight up onto Skewed, catches space as well, and Dallas with a really intelligent compositional swap give us echoes indeed of the May melee.
Mary gets 3? Okay, yeah, why not? It's Turret taking down Fielder. The fight will be won here for the Dallas Fuel.
The Orisa ultimate as well, the Supercharger got engaged. They do have a rally and a coalescence in this team fight. It could be enough, but Doha needs to be shut down.
Yeah, Doha gets shut down. The Death Blossom makes him so susceptible now to that coalescence. The rally armor still online, so Shu is quite healthy. Self-destruct comes off around the corner. Muse goes down. I think that was a sleep dart actually to set him up in position there. Too certain of it, but regardless, yeah. As I was singing the praises, Josh, of the Gladiators, he did make a very astute observation.
To win this, to start stopping the Dallas Fuel's momentum, it cannot be allowed to continue from here. And Sparkle's gone doom again. Oh no, no, no.
Yeah, this could be brutal. The halt into the Molten Core. That might be enough, and yeah, that actually does push the Dallas Fuel's positioning around. Hambin with the self-destruct around the back, that's 2 kills! How does that happen? They still need to deal with Birdering though. It's just ripping through them with the Hellfire shotguns, but now forced out of position, doesn't have the Wraith Form, just got it off in the nick of time. Now he's going to be a bit more susceptible now to this damage coming through, doesn't have anything to really prevent them from bringing him down, so Birdering will fall and Fearless with the re-engage. It's wonderful work, he's bought so much space for their team to come back into it. Dallas now have got through potentially one of the worst areas of Junkertown. Recipient of the Nana Boost. We'll see what he can do. The punch comes through, just trying to target it. I think, did he cancel it? He did. The Coalescence is gone from Shu. Ivadada was about to run out anyway. Now the Meteor Strike up in the air, straight back down again. Already 2 picks going away off the back of Hambin's hard work. Now another punch just to try and really rip into them. I think Skewed as well had that rally going, but not for much longer. That is wonderful stuff from the Dallas Fuel, and yeah, I mean, this team just really showcasing how intelligent they are. Damage are going to be trying to find an opening for them. They have to stop them now. The Gladiators' hopes and dreams are on the line. Sparkle with the punch, though. Really chunking down space. Going to be, again, the recipient of this Nano Boost right into Skewed. Oh, my goodness. It's too much to overcome. The Seismic Slam into the uppercut. One more punch for good measure. Sparkle, this guy is indomitable. What a ridiculous performance from him all series long, and that is going to close it out. The Dallas Fuel are going to be winning the map and winning the series. GG's in the chat all around. You can see them celebrating because they realize, that's right, booked another ticket to Hawaii.
And just devastation on the faces of Space and the rest of the Gladiators over there. They were so close to getting the full hold on Junkertown.